Top 10 rare gems can be found in any river. Not all treasures are buried deep underground. Some, rarer and older, lie beneath running water. Over millions of years, nature has quietly broken down rocks, washed away sediment, and exposed gems that have shaped human history. This video is more than just a list. It's a journey through 10 of the rarest gems ever found in rivers. Stones that were born from fire, endured pressure deep underground, and then brought to the surface by water. Each one has a story. Don't forget to press and hold that like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe before we begin. Ranked 10th, Peridot, the firestone hidden in rivers. Peridot, often mistaken for ordinary green glass, is one of the most underappreciated yet rare gemstones in rivers worldwide. Known for its vibrant olive green hue, Peridot is gem-quality olivine, formed over 20 miles beneath the Earth's surface at temperatures exceeding 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit, then blasted upward through volcanic eruptions. Over time, erosion freezes these crystals, allowing rivers to carry and naturally tumble into smooth, glassy pebbles. In the American Southwest, particularly along Arizona's Gila River and San Carlos Apache Reservation, collectors wait for summer storms to uncover these fireborn stones. Most river peridot specimens are under 0.5 carats, but exceptional finds can reach 1 to 2. Flawless stones fetch $600 to $1,200, depending on color, clarity, and origin. But Arizona is just the beginning. Peridot has also been discovered in river sediments across Myanmar, Pakistan's Hunza Valley, Hawaii, and even farmlands in China's Jilin province. Wherever ancient lava once flowed and erosion followed, there's a chance of spotting this mantle-borne crystal beneath river gravels. Its natural polish sets river peridot apart. Centuries of water shape each stone, making them ready for cutting or display right from the riverbed. It doesn't require deep mining or machinery, just patience, a sharp eye, and the right spot. So next time you're near a stream shaped by ancient fire, remember, that green flash underfoot could be a 4.5 billion-year-old gem waiting quietly to be found. That's Peridot, forged in fire, finished by water. Ranked 9th, Amethyst, the river stone that once guarded kings from madness. Before it became a staple in crystal shops, amethyst was a gem of power, ritual, and royalty. The Greeks believed it protected against drunkenness. Medieval kings wore it into battle to guard the mind from chaos. But far from palaces and temples, this violet quartz has another home, the river. In places like Uruguay, Brazil, Madagascar, and even parts of North America, amethyst breaks free from ancient lava deposits and drifts into streambeds. After thousands of years of erosion, water reveals what the earth once buried, fractured purple crystals glowing beneath layers of sand and gravel. They're not perfect geodes, but they are natural, untamed, and often centuries older than their polished counterparts. Scientifically, amethyst is quartz-colored by iron and natural radiation. It ranks 7th on the Mohs scale, making it durable but susceptible to scratches. In rivers, it appears as broken shards, sometimes terminated points, sometimes banded with clear quartz, a visual fingerprint of its volcanic origin. While most river-found stones sell for $30 to $80, those with deep saturation and clean structure can be worth much more. In the search for river treasures, many chase gold or diamonds, but amethyst asks for something different: attention. The kind of attention once reserved for a gemstone that kings believed could steady the soul. Ranked 8th, Topaz, the misidentified treasure hidden in plain sight. They thought it was quartz, just another colorless pebble pulled from the riverbed. But under magnification, it fractured differently. Cleaner, sharper, harder. The truth? It was topaz, untreated, all natural, and worth far more than they realized. Among all river gems, topaz is the most misidentified. Its glassy transparency makes it easy to overlook. But what sets it apart is how it snaps like glass, yet resists scratches, ranking an impressive 8 on the Mohs scale, second only to corundum and diamond in natural hardness. Topaz is typically associated with Brazil's pegmatite veins or Pakistan's deep mines. But over time, weathering breaks those veins apart. In places like Texas's Llano River, Utah's Thomas Range, and Colorado's creeks, topaz crystals break free from granite and flow into rivers, settling among ordinary-looking gravel. Most river-washed topaz appears colorless or pale blue, subtle, clean, and hard to distinguish with the naked eye. But once cut, even a 1.5-carat riverstone can leap in value. Clean, untreated stones range from $50 to $300 per carat, especially if they exhibit natural terminations or rare golden hues. And then there are the anomalies. A flawless, champagne-colored topaz found near a dry Texas streambed in 2007, later auctioned for over $2,500. The finder, a retired teacher on a weekend hike. Topaz doesn't sparkle like diamonds. It doesn't shout like sapphires. But in the right light, it flashes like ice. And if you're not looking closely, you might skip over the most valuable stone in the river. Because sometimes the most precious things aren't buried deep. They're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who knows what not to ignore. Ranked 7th, Zircon. The oldest thing you'll ever touch, found in a stream. Before the continents shifted, before the first fish swam, before Earth even had oxygen, Zircon was already here. At 4.4 billion years old, zircon is the oldest known mineral on Earth, and it hasn't just survived time, it's recorded it. These microscopic crystals, often hidden in river sediment, are like tiny black boxes from Earth's earliest history. Believe it or not, some lie quietly in riverbeds, waiting to be found. To the untrained eye, zircon looks ordinary, brown, reddish, sometimes clear, and often smaller than a grain of rice. But under magnification, its internal growth rings reveal radiation halos and lead decay patterns geologists use to date the Earth's crust. Zircon is not just a gemstone, it's a geologic timestamp. Most riverborne zircon is small, under 2 carats, but in rare cases, you'll find larger gem-quality crystals. These can be heat-treated to brilliant blue or golden hues and sold on the market from $80 to $400 per carat, depending on clarity and color. Collectors and museums especially prize natural, untreated stones in antique orange or honey brown. Zircon can be found in streams across Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Australia, and parts of North Carolina and Idaho, often near ancient granite belts or metamorphic rocks. After a rain, erosion does the work, washing down grains from highlands into lowland creeks, where a sharp eye and patience can yield one of the oldest materials ever touched by human hands. It's easy to overlook. It doesn't sparkle like a diamond or shine like a sapphire. But when you hold zircon, you're not just having a gem. You're holding deep time itself, crystallized, condensed, and quietly waiting in the river beneath your feet. Ranked 6th, Garnet, the blood-red gem hidden in cold water. Often mistaken for iron-rich gravel or weathered glass, garnet is one of the most underestimated gemstones in riverbeds. With its deep crimson hues and dense structure, garnet has quietly accompanied human civilization for over 5 millennia, adorned by warriors, nobles, and spiritual leaders alike. Formed under intense heat and pressure within metamorphic rock, garnet crystals are liberated through natural erosion and carried downstream into creeks, streams, and glacial rivers. These water-worn stones can be found across a wide geographic range, from Idaho's Emerald Creek and New York's Adirondacks to the gem-laden waters of Sri Lanka and southern India. In alluvial environments, garnet reveals itself as small, rounded grains, often under 1 carat, but occasionally large enough for faceting. When properly cut, rarer varieties such as Peridot, rhodolite, or vivid almandine command prices between $80 and $250 per carat, especially if they exhibit rich color saturation and optical clarity. Thanks to a high specific gravity between 3.5 and 4.3, garnet settles easily in sluice boxes and gold pans, frequently misidentified as red sand and discarded by amateur prospectors. Yet beneath its modest appearance lies a gem of exceptional durability, ranking 6.5 to 7.5 on the Mohs scale, capable of withstanding time and pressure. Unlike stones that dazzle at first glance, garnet rewards patience and perception. It is not a gemstone that seeks attention, but one that endures. Its path from mountain to stream is a quiet reflection of nature's ability to forge strength through silence. Where the water runs cold and ancient rock still crumbles, Garnet waits, unchanged, unnoticed, and undeniably enduring. Ranked fifth, Spinel, the royal impostor found in rivers. It was misnamed, mistaken, and displayed in royal crowns under the wrong identity for centuries. The Black Prince's ruby, one of the British crown jewels? It's not a ruby, it's Spinel, a gemstone so convincing that it deceived monarchs, merchants, and mineralogists alike. Natural spinel forms under high-pressure geological conditions, often within metamorphic or carbonate rock. Over time, weather and erosion liberate these crystals, carrying them into riverbeds across Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, and parts of Tanzania and Afghanistan. In Southeast Asia, spinel is still mainly found in secondary alluvial deposits, meaning rivers, not mines, are the key to its recovery. Spinel occurs in various colors: red, pink, lavender, cobalt blue, and even black. The red varieties are the most coveted and often confused with ruby. But unlike ruby, spinel lacks fluorescence under UV light, has a lower refractive index, and forms perfectly symmetrical octahedral crystals, usually visible even in uncut stones. Gem-quality spinel from river sources is rare. Most specimens found in creeks are water-worn nodules or fractured crystals, typically between 1 to 3 carats. The finest untreated reds, mainly from Myanmar's rivers, can command $400 to $1,000 per carat, with exceptional blues exceeding that range. Historically, spinel was undervalued, not because of its quality, but because of its identity. It was never the leading man, always the understudy mistaken for something else. But in the world of gemology today, spinel has earned back its name, a growing prestige among collectors. In the quiet bends of Asian rivers, among silt and gravel, one might still stumble upon a crystal with perfect geometry and velvet red color, a royal impostor, finally telling the truth. Ranked fourth, emerald, the war-stained stone that still runs in rivers. Across empires and ages, an emerald has been far more than a jewel. It was once the sacred vision of pharaohs, the obsession of conquistadors, and the unspoken currency of kings. Coveted for its deep green fire, it became a prize worth waging wars over. Its beauty eclipsed only by the blood spilled to possess it. Yet beyond royal treasuries and battlefield spoils, emerald continues its quiet journey through rivers. In the emerald zones of Colombia, especially around Muzo and Chivor, torrential rains expose veins of emerald-bearing shale, dislodging crystals that drift downstream into muddy tributaries. Similar alluvial flows exist in Zambia, Brazil, and Afghanistan, where seasonal waters pry emeralds loose from fractured rock, carrying them into remote gravel beds. These river-washed stones rarely share the polish of their royal counterparts. Instead, they appear as raw, hexagonal prisms, their bodies threaded with jardin, the fibrous inclusions that certify their natural origin. Though flawed, they are real. A rough emerald over 2 carats with intense color and moderate clarity can sell for $1,000 to $5,000, depending on saturation and provenance. Emerald balances strength and fragility. Ranking 7.5 to 8 on the Mohs scale, it endures pressure and time, yet can fracture under a jeweler's blade or a miner's misstep. This contradiction, resilient yet vulnerable, is part of its mystique. In regions of Colombia, belief holds that emeralds reveal themselves not to the lucky, but to the chosen. They are not merely a gem, a legacy carved in stone and water, a relic of vision, vengeance, and power. And the river remembers exactly where it left it. Ranked third, sapphire, the bulletproof gem that once decided wars. Sapphire is a variety of corundum colored by trace elements like iron and titanium. It ranks 9 on the Mohs scale, just beneath the diamond, making it resistant to almost all physical damage. Its durability means that once a sapphire enters the geological record, it stays weathered but not broken. In places like Montana's Missouri River, Sapphire has been found in secondary deposits, gravel bars, sand layers, and ancient flood channels. The stone's compactness and high specific gravity allow it to settle alongside gold. Locals have been wet-sieving gravel here since the late 1800s, often discarding dull-looking pebbles, unaware they were handling heat-treated blue corundum. Natural river sapphires often lack the vivid saturation of their mine-born counterparts. Yet once facetted and thermally enhanced, even a 1-carat stone from Montana can sell for $250 to $800, with rare colors like cornflower blue, violet, or orange-pink, padparacha, demanding far more. Beyond Montana, sapphires occur in Sri Lanka, Madagascar, and parts of Australia, all regions where rivers have cut through metamorphic or basalt-rich terrain. Here, sapphires do not glitter like diamonds, but they outlast them. They survive tectonics, erosion, and human hands. It is not the gem that sings, it is the one that remains, the quiet artifact of Earth's deepest pressures and the ambitions of empires past. If found in a riverbed, it is no accident. Sapphire is not lost. It is waiting to be identified. Ranked second, Nephrite Jade, the stone that speaks of ancestors. It was never just a gem. In the old stories, jade was breath, bone, and memory. Among the Maori of New Zealand, it is called punamu, greenstone born from the earth and carried by rivers to those the land chooses. In imperial China, it was yu, more precious than gold, carved into burial amulets and emperor's seals. Across continents and centuries, nephrite jade has been revered not for brilliance, but for its stillness, for how it seems to listen. Geologically, nephrite is a calcium-magnesium-rich amphibole woven into dense, fibrous structures. It is more challenging than steel by volume, yet soft enough to carve. Unlike most gemstones, it doesn't sparkle. It glows, especially when polished by time and water. Nephrite jade forms deep within metamorphic belts and slowly emerges through tectonic uplift. In places like New Zealand's South Island, British Columbia, and Wyoming, rivers have become the quiet transporters of jade, carrying smooth, moss-green stones downstream where they settle among glacial silt and gravel. Most jade found in rivers appears as rounded boulders, their luster hidden beneath oxidized skins. But a single clean fracture can reveal a glowing core, sometimes white, sometimes milky green, sometimes a deep, spiritual black. Larger river boulders, if carving grade, may sell from $500 to over $10,000, depending on translucency and texture. Some are never sold. They are passed down. Unlike stones that dazzle in showcases, nephrite jade carries silence. It does not seek attention. It seeks connection. Across cultures, it is believed to hold spirit, not in what it shows, but in what it remembers. And so it rests in rivers, uncut, undisturbed, waiting not for owners, but for guardians. In first place, diamond, the Earth's hardest truth, hidden in flowing water. Diamond, the hardest substance known to nature, is not born where rivers run, but can be found there. Formed more than 90 miles beneath Earth's crust, under temperatures above 2,000 degrees Celsius and pressures that would crush iron, diamonds travel to the surface through kimberlite pipes, geological explosions frozen in stone. Over millions of years, erosion does what no human hand can. It wears down mountains, cracks open volcanic rock, and releases diamonds into the wild. In parts of Africa, like the Orange River in South Africa or the Kasai Basin of Congo, diamonds have been discovered in riverbeds, tumbled, smoothed, yet unchanged. In Brazil's Jequitinhonha River and India's Krishna River, prospectors still pan gravel for stones smaller than a fingernail, but more complex than steel. Alluvial diamonds found in river systems are scarce and highly valued. They're not mined with drills but revealed by water. Many are gem-grade, free from industrial defects. A clear, faceable river diamond weighing over 0.5 carats can command between $1,500 to $10,000, depending on clarity, cut, and fluorescence. But value in this case goes beyond money. Because diamond is more than carbon, it compresses time, a memory of Earth's formation trapped in crystal. And unlike most gems, it resists not just scratches but history. It has passed through kings and warlords' hands, stolen, sold, and sacrificed. To find one in a river is not luck. It is a cosmic accident, a mathematical near impossibility. But the rivers remember, and sometimes they give one back. The river does not speak. It flows silently, eroding rocks, carving time, and hiding treasures deep in its silence. On this journey, you have witnessed 10 of the rarest gems ever found in rivers, each a crystallization of fire, pressure, and patience. But 10 are just the tip of the iceberg, because the river has no end, and its secrets are deeper than any list could ever contain. Let us know which resonates with you in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.